Hey, minasan, konnichiwa, Samurai Engineer desu. So, in our course review, this would be the last review module, number 9. So, the title of this module is Arduino and C++ programming. So, let's directly proceed to problem number 1. So, number 1. What type of signal does the analog write function output? A. Pulse code modulated signal. B. Frequency modulated signal. C. Pulse width modulated signal. Letter D. Pulse amplitude modulated signal. So, the pulse width modulated signal is the one which is transmitted by the analog write function. This is done in an attempt to replace the analog functionality to control certain sensors and actuators. So we have letter C as the answer. Okay? PWM or pulse width signal. Okay? So problem number 2. So, this last review module, we have what? Shout out Omar Laguna and Darwin Cisneros. Okay, let's continue. What is the objective of the code given below if it is executed on the Arduino Uno? This is the program or the code or the software or the sketch, okay, has include parenthesis EEPROM.h int pin is equal to 13 semicolon void setup parenthesis open brace pin mode parenthesis pin comma output semicolon serial that begin parenthesis 9600 semicolon then close brace then void loop function open brace for open parenthesis int I is equal to 0 semicolon I is less than EEPROM.length function is then semicolon I++, close parenthesis, open brace, EEPROM.write, parenthesis, I, comma, 1, close parenthesis, semicolon, close brace. Then digital write, open parenthesis, pin, comma, high, close parenthesis, semicolon, exit, 0, semicolon, close brace. Okay? So, what do you think is the objective of the code? So, objective of the code, well, here, digital write. So, writing EEPROM, write. A, clear EEPROM. B, fill EEPROM with ones. C, export EEPROM data. D, fill EEPROM with zeros. Okay? So, in the EEPROM write, this one, so we have the, what? The function included here, to be included here. So, we have what? Pin mode, and begin. So, EEPROM, this one. So, you would like to, what? To get the length of the EEPROM data. So, EEPROM write function here, EEPROM.write, okay, is used to write data to the EEPROM directly. So, this function will write it to the EEPROM. Okay? This function takes 2 arguments. So, the first one, okay, the address to which the data is to be written and the data which is to be written to the EEPROM. So, the data is 1. To be written I. So, we will have what? The program fills the EEPROM with ones. So because we would like all the EEPROMs I filled with 1, and then returns on the onboard LED of the Arduino Uno. So digital write high, meaning the pin is number 13. Pin is number 13 is LED output. Internal LED output is pin number 13. Therefore, pin number 13 is high, meaning it will turn on the LED on the Arduino Uno board. Okay? So that is what we mean by this code or this sketch or this program. Okay? Any question? Do you have any question? Okay? Nothing? So therefore, let's continue. Question number 3. What is the purpose of the following Arduino code? So, board setup, open, a brace, serial that begin, 9600, semicolon, close. Then void setup, open, serial that write, 40, semicolon. Okay? So, close brace. So, I think this has what? Misspelled word. So, this will become an error. Supposed to be serial, not Syria. So, we need an L. Serial that begin. Okay? So, that is setup. So, the purpose is A. Send a signal to pin 40 on Arduino board. Letter B. Send an octal number of 40 through the serial pins. Letter C. Send a byte with a value of 40 through the serial pins. Okay. Letter D. Send an hexadecimal number of 40 through the serial pins. Okay. So when we are going to set up the serial communication, serial pin, serial that write, we are writing 40. 40 is a byte. So therefore, the above code uses serial pins on the Arduino board. The data is sent in the form of a byte whose value is 40. So 40 is the number that is being written on the or sent to the serial communication lines. This data is processed into a data packet where the additional sections are added to number 40 and then sent using UART. So the UART is the communication protocol. Okay? What is the use of interrupt service routine in an Arduino? A. To boot up the Arduino. B. To exit any code that is running. C. To automate function. D. To make more memory. The interrupt service routine can be used to automatically to automate a number of functions in an Arduino. In a situation where the interrupt focus is, for example, the code is bound to one function, the interrupt service routine can act as a pause to the Arduino to stop the current function temporarily and divert memory to another function. That way, the entire memory of the Arduino is used up in one function. So, it sometimes very useful. Okay? So, number 5. So, what is the answer? To automate function. That is the answer. Okay. Okay. You can use it to automate function, but okay. So there are other things that it can do. Okay. So number 5, what is the output of the program given below? If a voltage of 5 volts is supplied to the pin corresponding to the A0 pin on the Arduino Uno. What is the program? Void setup function, open parenthesis, serial begin, 9600, semicolon. Pin mode, A0 input. Okay, we are initializing, setting up. Okay, semicolon, close brace, then void loop, function, open brace, int s is equal to analog read A0, semicolon, serial.println s, semicolon, close parenthesis. So, we would like to print the read value analog. Okay, so A is equal to 0, B 1024, C null, D error. Okay, the Arduino Uno as analog pins map the value of the sense voltage to internal numbering scale, which make it easier for the programmer to work since it is difficult to analog voltage levels in programming practice. As for a value of 5 volts, which reaches the maximum limit, we get the value of 1024. Okay? So because for the purpose of conversion, analog value is what? That is the precision, that is the what? The smallest unit. So for example, 5 volts divided by 1024. Okay? So that is the precision or the accuracy level. Okay? So letter B. So number 6, what mode should we put the Arduino pin to in order for object detection to work with the ultrasonic sensor? So every group used ultrasonic sensor. So what mode? A, TDM, B, PCM, C, analog, D, digital. So the trigger pin is to be kept high for a period of 10 microseconds, while the echo pin is high for the time period it takes for the sent ultrasonic wave to return to the sensor. Thus the entire detection is what? Digital. So letter D, digital object detection. Okay? The meaning yes or no, present or not. So that is what we mean by digital detection. Okay? It cannot say it is present 3 feet away or it is present 1 meter away. So nothing like that. So it's only digital. So it is either present or absent. Okay? So number 7, there are blank ADC and blank PWM pins on the 80 mega 328. A 9, 7, B 8, 6, C 10, 1, D 5, 18. I think the answer is letter B, 8. 8 ADC and 6 PWM pins. The 80 mega 328 is an blank bit chip. A 8, B 16, C 32, D 64. So 80 mega 328 is capable of processing 8 bits of data at a time, and hence it has an 8-bit architecture. Other similar 8-bit processor include Intel 8080 processor, which run on a similar 8-bit architecture. So 8-bit IC. Number 9, how many general purpose registers are present in 80 mega 328? A 12, B 64, C 32, D 9. General purpose registers. So there are 32 general purpose registers in the chip, and they are all connected to the arithmetic logic unit directly, which allow 2 registers to be accessed in one instruction in one clock cycle at a time, 2 at a time. Okay, 2 at any clock cycle. So number 10, the 80 mega 328 is a blank SC Microcontroller. A RISC, B CISC, C AISC, D BISC. So the answer to this, I think, is RISC, which means reduced instruction set computer, which allow for a smaller number of cycles per instruction because there are very small number of instruction set. Okay, that is the characteristic of C and C++ language. Okay, very small amount of instruction set. Okay, making it faster than the CISC or the complex instruction set computer architecture. So the answer is letter A. Any question? Do we have any question? So that's all for the review for our final exam. So I will just post the details, final exam for the day. So the final exam would be tomorrow. Okay. So good luck everyone. Again, this is your professor, Dr. AP, preaching engineering for nation building.